Oh my God. What the fuck, man? That's crazy. Yeah, that's the shit thing about having a non-socialized healthcare system for sure. And anytime, somebody speaks ill of the system up here in Canada, which is ultimately a good system for peace of mind, they'll bring something like that up. I had a friend who worked, a dear friend actually, worked IT at a hospital in somewhere near Kansas City. And he would fix machines that print hospital receipts. And he's like, man, you should see some of the numbers that I see on these fucking receipts, dude. You wouldn't believe it. That's what the fuck, dude? That's oh my god. Oh, honey, we're pregnant. Oh my god, honey, that's wonderful. Yeah, it is. Do you have 45 grand saved up so we can have this child? Mm, mm. I think also part of the problem with American um economy finances, I'm not sure the exact perfect word I'm looking for, is kind of the culture that surrounds money because in some aspects America is so fast, as in they live in the fast lane and it's so glamorous. And of course, nowadays with social media, you see all these rich people from all sorts of age groups, right? So you have a lot of the population who think money is there to be earned and spent immediately. And there are so many people who are highly irresponsible with their money. Like I was listening to this guy on some shorts compilation that was being ridiculed by the channel author. I'm like, man, all these people who are like, if I had $600,000, bro, I'd go to a financier and learn how to invest it. Fuck that. I know what I'm getting. LP 640 Lamborghini. Fuck yeah, straight cruising, not realizing that, okay, $300,000 gone immediately, right? Then you drive it off the lot. There goes a bare minimum of another 60 grand done. Now you have to pay for that car every month. Every month. Yep. So how long is that 600 grand going to last you on a $300,000 car? Maybe 3 years if you're lucky. And no, I've always dreamed of being a Ferrari owner, and I it wasn't until maybe the last 10 years of my life that I realized how ridiculously wealthy you would have to be just to drive a somewhat entry level Ferrari. Mooney says cancer is really fucking scary. It runs in my mom's side of the family heavily with the women. It skipped my mom, but my grandma and great grandma had it. The only thing we can do in our power to fight cancer is to just live well. Like I don't live well. I'm about to smoke some goddamn tobacco, and I've been doing this for a long time. And yeah, like my father, for example, not a good example for this because like he's always telling me stories about how he would visit our family doctor and surprise him by the fact that he didn't have this kind of cancer and that kind of cancer. My dad's 91. He still smokes. He's been smoking an average of about a pack a day since he was in his early 20s, if not earlier when he was in the military. Okay? He has definitely smoked in excess of 600,000 cigarettes in his lifetime. No cancer. And has he developed any kind of emphysema or like baby COPD or anything like that? And God forbid I do too, you know, and I would like to stop smoking. I quit smoking weed, but then I immediately switched over to cigarettes because I just like I'm a dopamine chaser and like I'll smoke when I don't even want a cigarette because it's a dopamine experience. It's a pleasure experience. It's like somebody who eats when they're not hungry. You know what I mean? That's a long time. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. It definitely takes some willpower. I have a prescription bottle of Zyban waiting for me when I'm ready to like really tackle the quitting smoking, you know? And I feel like I'll get there because I'm very slowly improving my life quality, but I've done things in one way or another for so long now that I can't just expect myself to you know, develop a full metal jacket level of discipline overnight or in a week or maybe even in a year or maybe even in 5 years. Um, but it's a slow process, and what motivates me is it's only going to get more difficult when I get older. Like when my father goes into nicotine withdrawal, he doesn't just want a cigarette. Like he gets ill. He gets ill. Yeah, not maybe not that ill. Like he, at least he, if he does, he hasn't told me those stories yet. But he'll tremble, he'll shake, he'll start to feel nauseous and shit like that. Mooney says she had a cancer scare back in February, and it kept her up almost all night, every day. Yeah, it's no joke, man. Yeah, it is. Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I can imagine. If you're just used to smoking pure, then absolutely. Yeah, that would kill your lungs if you're not used to it. Okay. Like you didn't want to eat much type thing? Mooney says, and I may be a pothead, but I don't know. I can stop for a while and not have any side effects. Yeah, I think you're still a somewhat like you haven't let it become as much of a habit as somebody who's smoked since a super young age or somebody like me who smoked for 20 years before finally giving it up. It's funny too because I was going to smoke a joint on 60 days sober and I just decided to keep going. Like I'm looking at a jar of some really loose leaf now old pot that my neighbor gave me on New Year's Eve to kind of celebrate with, and I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it. I don't want to. There are times where I'm like, yeah, I could smoke a joint right now, but I'm not going to. Yep. Oh, that's extra bonus because I've heard a lot of stories about people who abstained, then they go out to the movies with their friends and smoke a joint, and then the next day they're at the dispensary buying a quarter. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it should have always been. But like with things like Hennessy and cognac, in the hip hop culture, it was very much like a status symbol to be smoking your own weed or smoke a big fucking blunt to yourself. There was a status to it, you know? And then, yes, I do. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think it would be. I absolutely think it would be. Mooney says, my cousin literally smokes every second of the day. I don't know how she functions. Yeah, I know a couple people like that too. My old buddy Jeff. Like my buddy Jeff would go through a quarter in an afternoon. Those were the days. All right, Mooney. Oh, we lost friends. Fair play. Yeah, I don't know how I did half the shit that I used to do, especially considering how much stronger weed is. And you hear this shit as you grow up, right? Especially from your parents. It doesn't really strike you until you stop smoking this crazy new fucking goober weed that they have now. Yeah, the dabs and things like that. Like they got all sorts of like THC extraction machines and oh, I've seen all sorts of shit just to get the highest you possibly can. Okay. God damn, that's hella old school. Like he's my age, but he still does it like they used to do it in the generations before me. I'll do it, Tice. I'll do it. Gotta do a little Discord logistics right now. Oh my god, I'm in Discord. I'm so inept at life sometimes, dude. Fucking shocking. Yeah, I do. I do, and it's a little bit mad actually. Yeah, there he is. Mutants verified. That's it. Done and dusted. Yeah, I get a little tab heavy when I'm streaming just so it can have somewhat easy access to everything. It's weird, like while certain levels of my focus has returned since I stopped smoking weed, I generally speaking don't have like a great sense of focus. I If I wore glasses, I'd lose them on my head.